So in this short video I hope to teach you how to make these pleated style face masks. They have 2 layers, these easy kind of ways of attaching them, and then a little section in the middle there where you can add a filter if you wish. Now what you need is a piece of fabric that is 20 centimetres by 40 centimetres or 8 inches by 16 inches. If you plan to make a few, I would recommend creating a template. I made this with a cereal box and that helps, and then there's some additional information which I'll go through later so that every time I can make them quite quickly. Okay, so you'll need an iron, a sewing machine or a needle and thread, and then just some things like paper clips or pins or bulldog clips. I'll explain that later, but ways of securing it. So what I'm doing first is I'm folding back the shorter of the edges, about 1 centimetre or 1/4 of an inch, and I'm just doing a nice ironing line there. So fold those back, that will become that little section there. Then I'm going to place the nice side of the fabric together like so, and this is where my template is going to come in handy because I've put these lines on there already. Basically this dimension here is just about 7.5 inches, so I decided I need it to divide into 3 pleats, or kind of 6 lines will help me plan that. So they're just over 1.1 inches each. So 1.1, 2.2, 3.3, 4.4, 5.5, 6.6 there. And that means that when I fold it, they'll be fairly accurate. I've done it many times where I haven't put markings, but it is a little bit easier. I used a pen there because it's nice and clear for the video. You can do the same because it's going to be sewn over, or a pencil or a chalk, whatever you've got really. So then, oh sorry, I didn't really explain that. So number 1 is meeting number 2. So they're gonna sit on top of each other, and that will make a nice deep pleat in your design there. So again, really good ironing. It does make life a lot easier later if you've got good ironing skills. Then number 3 meets number 4. So where are they? 1, 2, 3, there you go. Be careful not to burn yourself. Let me put this over here a second. 3 to 4 there. If you prefer, you can also put the measurements on both sides so that you can match them up. But it really doesn't matter because when you wear it, it stretches out. So it doesn't really matter if they're not perfect. And then number 5 to number 6. So just meeting those 2 there, up to the top. Keep those in line too, so you iron them all together, like so. All right, nice good press. Now the thing that really confused me, the first few that I made of these, and finally I've kind of fully understand it, is that those 3 are going up, whilst those 3 are going down. And understanding that is quite important in seeing what happens now. So I'm opening that up, those 3 are going down. Now, I've had a few when I've been sewing, they've separated. So what I've started doing is getting like a long paper clip or a hair grip, something that will hold a couple of layers at least together, just so that I don't have any little surprises when I finish sewing. So those were going down. These ones are coming up. You see that? And that once I understood that, it made it all a bit easier. Find another hair grip. Here we go. 1, 2, get a bit longer that one. There you go. All right, the next stage is going to be adding the elastic, and that goes on the inside because when you turn it inside out then it pops out. So if you can get hold of elastic, that's great. Your classic kind of elastic like that is perfect, like 1/4 of an inch. If you've got any hair bubbles like this, you just need to cut them and they're about the right length. I'm going to use some t-shirt yarn. I have bought this stuff, but you can actually just use like a t-shirt and cut it up, and then you just pull it and that will make it go like that. This one's quite nice and stretchy, so actually rather than a t-shirt, something like a vest would be a lot better. These lengths of elastic need to be about 18 centimetres, so again I've marked that on my template just so it's all in one place. but basically just a little bit shorter than the length of your mask. And that's the last I need of my template. So when you put them in position, the important thing is that you get really close to those corners. This one isn't so close actually, and this little bit here is a bit pointless. The shape of it starts where those elastics are. So the closer you can get to the corners, like this one, the better fit it will be around your face. So it's worth trying to get it right there. So this is the third one, and that's the corner, that fold line there in the middle. I'm going to use some pegs, but I need them to be on top of each other first. So I'm just going to lay it over like so. I'm going to make sure I've got all 3 layers, so my elastic and the top and the bottom, and I'm going to pop a clip on it. Again, you could use pins, you could use paper clips, whatever you have in the house, something to secure the elastic for just a few minutes whilst you sew. That's that side done. Did I cut 2 elastics? Don't know, gone mad I think, so I need another one. I'll find it in a second. 18 centimetres, pop that away, and then slipping that in there, one at the top like so, and one at the bottom. Where's he gone? So cotton wise, pillowcases are absolutely perfect. These are fat quarters, so I've bought them in Aldi, and they do still have some plain fabrics on their website. I think their pattern ones have been selling out quite quickly though. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just try and get the better quality cotton you can get. It will be a little bit better. So if you're going to do it by hand, get a needle and thread, start here, and you're basically going to do a running stitch from one side to the other. And the one thing you might want to focus on is going a couple of times over the elastic at the beginning and the end, and then you'd repeat that here. I'm going to do exactly that, but with a sewing machine because it's a little bit quicker. So I'm just placing all layers underneath. I'm going to whip out the clip for now because I don't need that. And then I'm just going to be careful going slowly over the elastics. It's quite thick. Reverse and all the way to the end. Reverse. Fab. Alright, so that's there. And then I'm going to repeat it on that side. I'm going to do it that way. I like it when the, oh no, I was going to say the pleats are facing down, but that isn't possible. And raising that gently, popping that in position, make sure I've got the layers, yep. Forward, reverse, all the way to the end. Ooh, one's folded there. I'm just going to lower the needle, pick up the foot, press it down. And reverse. All right. Now at the moment this is quite bulky, so what I can do is I can ease it a little bit. That means basically cutting little triangles and maybe cutting off any excess so you don't have kind of bulky fold lines. There you go. It's all been reduced. Then obviously I can pop these off for the moment of truth. 1, 2, and then I'm going to turn it inside out. Exciting. Do, do, do. Boom. Fabulous. All right, and then I'm going to iron it one more time just to, because I'm actually going to do a little bit more sewing. Now, if I was hand sewing it, that would probably be the end for me because I feel I'm not very keen on hand sewing. So, and that's totally acceptable because that's a really good mask and you've got a full size space there to put a filter. But I feel like that wouldn't actually last a very long time if you were washing it a lot. So what you can do now to help with that is you can get something to mark the surface. So again, I'm just going to use these pegs for now. I'm going to leave a space of about 6 or 7 centimetres there in the centre. So this is just going to be I'm going to do that by sight. And I'm going to sew from this white clip, I'm going to go all the way to the edge. So basically like a top stitch. I'm going to come down, which will be really good because I'll be going over these elastics one more time. I'm then going to sew all the way down, which again will just mean that I maybe don't have to iron it again because it'll be a bit more rigid. I'm then going to sew down here, and then I'm going to finish off by this pink peg here, leaving a small space for my filter. So I'm just going to whiz round there, and then that's it. And when I've done that, I'll just quickly run through some top tips for making them for children, or any kind of different sizes that you might want to create. So here we go, bit of reverse, turn the corner. So this is really good for making sure that elastic is not going anywhere. Ooh, no problem, it's quite thick, so just bear with me. Convince it. There you go. Just be careful not to stretch it whilst you're sewing. It would be easy to stretch out those pleats. And in, along the bottom. Up the side. And then finally to the pink peg, which I'm going to remember, so about there. Yep. Fab. So yeah, these fit across the face, and the length of them is about 18 centimetres now, because we've taken away a centimetre of the fabric each side. So it was 20 and now it's about 18, and that's a good size for an adult's face. And what you'll find is when it fits on your face, it's going from your eyebrow to your eyebrow if you look when you put it on. So if you want to make them for a kid, it's generally going to be a couple of centimetres smaller. So this will be about 16 centimetres by 32 because it's folded in half, so they're obviously double. But what you can actually do if you really want to make a specific one for a specific age child is just measure them from eyebrow to eyebrow, and then that measurement plus 2 centimetres, so the centimetre on the right and the left for the hem, and you've got a perfect size mask that they can wear. All right, so hopefully that helps, and do send any pictures of what you create, and hopefully we'll all stay safe. All right, thanks, bye.